this new menu, float or sink?
Brandy-poached, today we're at Disney's Yacht Club Resort because I'm ready to go sailing. I kid.
And we're to the Yachtsman Steakhouse.
Yes, because there are things to investigate, and that's your number one choice in foodie infotainment. We do these things so you don't have to. Because remember, she's vegan. I'm not. I'm not going to end up in the brig this time.
It's time for foodie and chill.
Here we have the legendary onion pull-apart bread falling apart like I usually do after eating this menu. But yes, you can actually pull it apart in little layers and they come perfectly willing to accept all the fixings. I recommend getting as much as the garlic as you can stand. I would say if you're going to do anything for Yachtsman, do not make this your first date. Third date maybe, not a first date. You don't want to leave with your date having garlic breath. Maybe bring some breath mints if you're going to do it, if you have to do it. There are better date night restaurants. Trust us. I'm going to take a little bit of this sea salt butter. And serve it up like a boat. Yacht style. I would say that the onion pull-apart bread is basically Yachtsman's version of the blooming onion. It's that well known around these parts. So if you're looking for something aesthetic-wise to eat, it's there. The onion flavor is there, but it's not incredibly present. It's a little bit more muted. I would say if you're looking on a scale of like the onionness, it's probably like a 4 or 5. But you definitely still get the hint of that flavor. They're nice and soft. They're made fresh in-house, which is a plus. If you like bread, get as much as you like. The good may in there, but get as much as you like. I would give it 3.5 out of 5 plus. Here we have the plain Jane sourdough. Nice and warm. Pulls apart. Not as easy as a pull apart, but it still pulls. And I'm just going to give that one a little bit of butter since I've already polluted my butter knife, and I don't want to pollute the garlic for the princess. I am surprised this is just basic sourdough. But this isn't vegan on its own. It could be just that it touches the onion bread all the time, and maybe that's the reason why it's not considered a vegan option when you come here. But I mean, it's just plain sourdough. 3 out of 5 plus.
Our friend Chef Mike is here and making these breads hot. Now, the good thing about Yachtsman is that they have earth balance butter, which we appreciate, so I'm going to grab some of that. Cold earth balance butter on a very freshly microwaved bread, thanks to Chef Mike. And then, of course, the reason everybody eats the bread here at Yachtsman, this beautiful soft garlic. Now, Bear and I have had a one time here where it didn't end very well, and we both got really sick, and the only thing that we can assume that it was, because of where we were at in the process, was the garlic. So since then I've been a little bit hesitant with this, but cheers to the garlic. I would say if you have to zhuzh up this bread, find a restaurant that actually does zhuzhing correctly, like Sebastian's or here. I don't recommend coming here really for entrees, but it gives good bread. I would give it a 5 out of 5. It's a princess item.
Anytime I come to Yachtsman, I am at my most hostile positivities I can possibly be. They do have earth balance, and they give you some of the fanciest looking gluten-free rolls, or at least the rapid gluten-free rolls that you can get. I get a little basket, wicker basket, all wrapped up in cloth, and you get earth balance. And this garlic literally is a thing of legend. If you can come and get this only at, say, like Crew Cup Lounge, I would do that. Because the bread is, at least the garlic portion of it, is that tasty. Honestly, with the combination of the earth balance and the garlic, I almost forget that it's gluten-free. And that's peak. It doesn't often happen. That is another positive point. It's still, however, in 2.5 out of 5 days.
the new tortellini. I haven't had a tortellini at Disney in a really long time. This one is plated very similarly to the squash angulati that they had like 2 appetizers ago. I'm interested in the sage and the butternut squash. It is only 5 tortellini, so for the price of this plate, it's about $3.50 a bite. Let's see if it's worth that much. All right, cheers. I think the angolati walked so that the tortellini could run. This is definitely giving me the same flavors, but elevated. So somehow they managed to elevate themselves. I love the sage instead of kale and the other one. With the brown butter and the squash, it just works really well. Butternut squash. It's an appetizer, so brace yourself for that, I guess. But I really hope they change the entree soon. I really don't like it. I really don't. So I might order like 2 of these. I would suggest order 2 tortellinis and forget the entree. I would give this a 4.75 out of 5 tortellini. It is beautiful. It is inspiring. It should be an entree.
I have thrown more shade at Yachtsman than Moby Dick has thrown tail in every version of that book, movie, IP that has ever been created. But what I will say is their plating is on point. The plating is reminiscent of the paintings they have around this restaurant that's sort of like watercolor. They're very particular about their plating here, and nothing on their plating is ever a mistake. Dig right in. You have a nice color variant. You have the leaves tucked in here like a little leaf and a feather in a top hat. A nice, beautifully displayed tortellini. You know, one turn a different direction of that. Nice sauce to dip it in. It's visually appealing, if you will. That tortellini is adrift in the ocean of my good graces. Those flavors are present. I was worried about the sage and how that would work and everything. Butternut squash is such like a deep and savory flavor, like savory sweet. More sweet than anything. I was worried that would make too much, like a dessert for an appetizer. But they really did manage to like keep this in the earth, but make it feel very elevated. The seasonings, everything else, just sort of pop, and it does whet the appetite. I'll give credit where credit is due. It is a well-imagined, thoughtful, and tasty dish. 4.25 out of 5 points. It is said that one must experience a sour to appreciate the sweet. I think that's a very butchered quote from the movie Vanilla Sky, and I will go no further than that. But either way, you have the braised pork belly sitting in a bed of parsnip and pear puree with a blackberry candied, not candied, a pickled blackberry around it, some brandy-soaked pears, this delicious-looking glazed pork belly with a little jiggle in it, and then a delicious-looking mustard seed on top. Again, the foods that resemble painting and the plating looks immaculate. It feels like doing a crime, just touching this plate. Like they've previously done crimes to my stomach, but either way, it looks pretty. Those of you with headphones on, I am sorry.
We're not gonna make it.
We're probably not gonna make it. Sharper knife next time, please. If I just had chopsticks, this whole thing would be easier. I haven't had pork belly that had melted in my mouth that well since the pork belly at pre-pandemic Nine Dragons at Epcot. That is like meat jello, but then it still has a sear on top of the pork belly, so you get like that meat skin candy and the rest just dissolves in your mouth like you just took like a space-aged pork belly capsule. That parsnip puree with the pear is actually a little demi-glaze, and even the pickled blackberry just disappears. Dissolved greatness. Where is this food all the rest of the time to come here? I feel like you guys are holding out on us. I feel like this is almost enough to make me less afraid next time we get the entrees. We have the entrees like any other restaurant. We'll be back. But for now, if you come here, get this. I don't want to give it this rating, but I can't deny greatness. It's a 5 out of 5 claw. It's on the Mary Sessions list. I do that, and it hurts part of my soul to admit it. This beautiful purple devil in a glass is the gin and jam. You have an Empress gin with a blueberry jam liqueur in a glass. And as I'm attempting to only say positive things about Yachtsman this time, at least they have inventive cocktails. Even though right now we're mad at Uncle Snoop, I feel like this is what he meant when he said sipping on gin and juice. That's exactly what this tastes like. It tastes like some sort of berry Kool-Aid and gin with flowers in it. That, I would say, is the tastiest thing I've ever had at Yachtsman Steakhouse. It's a 4.25 out of 5 plus.
This is the reason why we came last time to Yachtsman when they added this to the menu. I have been thinking about this cake ever since we had it the last time. And so when they updated the appetizers, I had to convince Bear to order this. Otherwise, we'd be just ordering appetizers because we really, again, do not like their entrees. So I'm at least excited I get this. And I feel like if you skip dessert here, you're definitely doing yourself a disservice because this... Oh, so big, so beautiful. Yes. See if it's as good as I remember. Some of you love carrot cake. I love apple cake. I love apple cake, this apple cake, as much as you carrot cake lovers love carrot cake. This is my carrot cake. And I wish that this type of cake was available as frequently as carrot cake is because, again, I think it's better. This is a 5 out of 5. This is a Princess Cities item. This is a dessert of dreams.
This apple spice cake is given the spice. The way that it looks is just pretty, all naked and spread open. You have these little bits of the nuts on the side. And this little apple gel over here. Go ahead and spread some of that on top. The princess did all the hard work. And here I'm just coming in enjoying the fruits of her labor. There's a pun in there somewhere. The absence of dessert here make me feel like this is the rebuilding phase of this menu. For as much shade as I have talked, and I have talked a lot of shade about this restaurant, they have steadily improved their options each time we come here. I can say that positive in both the apps and the dessert, even the beverages. Even like the drink that I had is part of like their new drink menu, so bit by bit. So I'm hoping that when the entrees come around, I am brave enough to return. Even if I'm not brave enough, the princess will drag me, kicking and screaming like a small child. But this taste has got the right amount of like apple spice without going to like apple pie territory. A little bit of the apple gel and the nuts give it a nice like texture gradient, but not too much. It allows you to pick and choose, so you don't get stuck eating textures you might not otherwise like. Which I like that they give you the option. And it's not like forced upon you within the cake itself. So if you just wanted the cake and you like that, that's all you gotta eat. This is a tasty dish. I think is best shared. Obviously, I'm like a date night type deal, even though I still maintain there are better date night restaurants. It is shareable, though. If you like a challenge, this is your vacation, do it your way. I challenge you to eat the entire thing. 4.5 out of 5 points. Bit by bit, Yachtsman is trying to swim upriver into our good graces.
Yes, I agree. I really feel like they're trying to do that, and I don't think that they're doing a bad job.
That's probably the sad part, is they're not doing the bad job.
But like to an extent, right? Because the entrees are like the star, and we have skipped the entrees the last 2 times that we've come here.
We've simply not been interested.
We don't like it.
But
I would say if you want to go to a proper steakhouse, go to Le Cellier.
that's still our vote.
Yes.
Every time.
And if you're not going to the parks, Steakhouse 71.
Yes. Easy. I mean, I know that there are some people that will tell you Yachtsman is the premier steakhouse on property.
Disagree. Hard disagree.
You're more than welcome to believe them, come here and be wrong.
They do have like a $240 cut of meat, though.
Making meat expensive does not make it better.
That's fair.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. But I don't know what you guys think about Yachtsman and your experience with steakhouses on Disney property, period, in the comments below. Now, if there's anywhere else you think we should go, by all means, that will always be the place to find us. Hit the notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
we will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, well, Bear might just yeet himself into this pool that's under refurb for the next, 5 months now? And that would be very painful because there's pipe exposed and everything in there. So comment so that we know that you watched this video and so that Bear won't yeet himself over this railing.
It's a short way of saying that I'm going on a 6-month refurb.
A 6-hour tour.
You heard the girl.
6-month tour.